Welcome back to Learn Java on Codecademy. We're in the data structures section lesson, iterating over an array list. Earlier in this lesson, we learned about the for loop. Since we've also learned how to retrieve the value at a specific index of an array list, we can now access each of the elements. This is the for loop. First, we initialize I to 0. Then we say as long as 0 is less than quiz grade size, we're going to increment I. And then we print out whatever item we're currently in that list, and this will keep running until we get to the end of that list, and then this evaluates to false, and then it breaks out of the loop. In the example above, the for loop above includes the following statements. Initialization, int variable I is set to 0, which is the first index of an array list. Test condition, the code in the block will run as long as I is less than the size of quiz grades. And then increment. The code in this block will execute after each loop. In this case, I will increment by 1 with I++ after each loop. The size method returns an int that represents how many total elements are stored within quiz grades. The example will print out each element within quiz grades in order. The process of going through each element in the array list is called iteration. Instructions. Inside of a for loop, print out the element of the weeklyTemperatures array list. Use the get method and the int variable j. You can use the example above as reference. So we can go up here, we're going to go there, and then we're just doing a for loop. And similar to there, we're using int, but instead of we're using j equals 0. The important thing to remember is I is usually what's used, convention. J is usually used when you nest a for loop in a for loop, but we could use J, it doesn't matter. It's better to give meaningful names. Here we're just using J because that is what we were asked to do. And then as long as J is less than weeklyTemperatures dot size, we're going to increment J. And then we want our code in here. And then we want to print out system.out.println weeklyTemperatures.get j. So this should print out all of our numbers here. And let us run that to close. We forgot to close that. And we did pass. So the important thing to take away from the for loop was there's 3 parts to it. First we initialize, then we set our condition, and then it increments as long as that condition is true. And then this will repeat in here until this is false, and then it breaks out of it. But that was iterating over an array list on Codecademy's Learn Java. See you guys on the next lesson.